I'm ready today. I'm ready. Oh, we're live? Oh, all right. Hey, I'm going to get rid of my stick, but not permanently. We're almost going to be stick free here soon in Indiana. How's everybody doing? Hey, Minnie, what day is this?
Friday.
What time is it, Big D? Noon. Chris, do you know what today is?
It's Friday.
It's Festool Friday, and that means it's Festool Live, baby. God, I got to come out of my shell sometime. Okay, so let's introduce the room really quick. We got a killer show for you today. Over here's Big D.
Hey,
Behind the cameras, Chris the Unit Sybit, known as Shaky. We have Brent Shively online from the Build with Brent series. Go check that out on YouTube. We just dropped a new series, Bedside Table. Check it out. We have Min right there. All right. And don't forget, Sparky. I almost forget Sparky. What's up, Sparkarama? You doing good? Don't move. Hang on, go back, Chris. Sparky, don't move. I mean it, don't move. Okay, good. All right. Don't forget, I know you're watching YouTube. It's YouTube Live. But this will live on Instagram, and it will also live on Facebook Live. On YouTube. You got to check it out. We have the Festool Shop Talk series, of course, all the Festool Lives. By the way, this is number 87, I believe.
sounds all right.
That's 87. Hey, Big D, that's 13, right? Away from what?
100.
Syndication. Okay. Please subscribe to all our channels. We are doing a ton of content this year and the years going forward. We're heading up to Boston soon, so stay tuned for that. That's going to be a great shop talk. We're ironing out all the details. Next month, we're in Austin, Texas. Woo! We're going to have so much fun. Okay, so I got to call out a department here. Hey, guys, have I ever called out the IT department?
I think so. If you have, it's been a while.
It's been a long time, and those guys make this operation work here in Lebanon, Indiana, and all our sales managers, all of Festool North America. I'm going to call out Son, I'm going to call out Matt, and I'm going to call out Scott. And I do appreciate all the stuff you've taken care of for us here. You got us a hotline in here. And most importantly, you take care of all the viruses on my computer, and boy, can I download viruses. Okay, never mind. All right, so let's get going, everybody. We're got a new tool. Yes, look at it. It's right here. Look. It's right here. Look, that's the new tool. Did you see how? I know. So I already coached everybody in the room, everybody. I'm gonna say, pay attention, because I'm having a real tough time trying to tell the difference between this unit and this unit until I use it. Okay, so this is the oldest saw. This is the TS55 REQ. Here in North America, this will launch on March 25th. Okay, this is the TS55 FEQ. Okay, really important. It's the performance of the machine, and it has to do with the blade. Somebody asked me last week, hey, is there something internally different? Is it a new motor? Is there more power? Is there more torque? Oh, I think it was Matt from MWA Woodworks. And I said, Matt, no, it's the same machine. But that extra torque and power you're feeling is because of the new blades. And they're right over here. And we're going to cover these today. So the question is always asked, all right, is it worth the wait? Well, you're going to see today, because when I first saw this last year or the year before, I was like, yeah, it's just going to be a thinner curved blade. And then all of a sudden, I used the saw. And I know you're watching a video right now, and it's kind of tough to see, but we're going to get a timers on these. You're going to see how much quicker it is. 50% quicker on this plywood. And I'm going to tell you, it's night and day difference. Okay? Then I'm going to cut some plexiglass, I'm going to cut some aluminum, I'm going to cut some thicker material, and I'm going to change the blade. And as I go through all this, I'll coach you on using the track saw. Now, this is important because we had to go back. We had to guess, hey, when did we do Track Saw Essentials Live? And the unit said number 5, but it was actually number 6. And it's kind of funny because that's our number 1 Festool Live. So I'll cover some more things. I'm not going to cover everything. Go back and watch that episode because we covered a boatload of knowledge in there. Okay, so I'm going to step right over here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to, Big D, you got your timer ready? Yep. Okay, see, Big D's got a smartphone. They don't allow me with those phones because you need to be smart to use it. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm just going to create, I showed you, this is the limit stop. This is to use when you're plunge cutting. I'll show you that next week. Oh, I just hinted at something. Bum, bum, bum. Next week, because we're launching all the new guide rail accessories, I have to devote the entire episode to the new angle unit, the extension, the new adhesive pads, the new deflector. Oh my God, the new rail connectors. So I'm going to cover all of that next week. So stay tuned, okay? I just wanted to cover the new saw. So I'm going to take the old saw, and I want to do this. Hopefully we can get a shot of it. This is the old saw blade. Okay, and when I say old, it's a 2.2 millimeter. I'm just going to grab this ripping blade right here, and we had field of vision. This is 1.8 millimeter. Okay, but the thing is you don't think that's a difference? It really is unbelievable in cut quality, and you're going to get 25% less sawdust because it's a thinner curve. Okay. So I'm going to take it sounds funny, I'm calling this the old saw. I'm going to take my splinter guide, I'm going to bring it down, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the depth. This is 3/4 material, 18 millimeter. So I'm going to set it right here. See right there, that's the thickness of the material right there. That's your actual cutting depth. I always go a click below just to cut all the way. Now, I'm going to, Bluetooth. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the dust extraction. Actually, when I'm cutting, I like to bring my dust extractor out right here. That way there, I can have plenty of cord and hose and not get interrupted. Now, you're going to notice the little arrow here. I always take this off and line it up. I put a little whiteout in there. So when I take that dust collection connection, it locks on. I'm going to take it like this. I'm going to put it on. And remember, this is the older saw with a 2.2. I am going to verify that for me, Chris.
You're right.
Okay, thank you, sir. See, the cameraman does have a voice. Hey, Big D, did you hear him? Okay, so now I have my outside splinter guard on, okay, but I always verify, like I've always shown you in these lives, I always make sure the blade starts before the material, okay? Oh, hang on, Big D. Okay, now, Big D, you can still hear me, right? Okay, everybody. I am pushing from behind the saw like this, okay? It's still a really good cut, all right? And I'm not pushing it too hard, all right? Now, when I get to the very end, I make sure I'm past the cut, and then I bring it up. Now, this is the blade that comes with the older saw, and it is a 48 tooth alternating top bevel. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to switch this out, and I'm going to put this on the new saw. Now I also, because it's 1.8 millimeter versus the 2.2, I'm just going to take my rail, and I put a new splinter guard on this one earlier this week, and I'm going to take that, I'm going to set it up. I'll take this limit stop because this gives me the right, see that little offset right there? That gives me the offset that I like to use, just like this. Let me bring it in, just like this. Double check it down here, going back and forth. And that gives me a 6 millimeter offset. Okay, here we go. This is the new saw right here. All right, I'll just take this fitting off. I got my depth set, okay? Now you're going to notice on here, it's 1.8 and the riving knife is now 1.8. So that was the big difference. So we got the question 2 weeks ago. Somebody asked us, hey, can I use like the old saw blades on there? In theory, yes, but why would you? Because that will go into the curve. Follow me? So, but it's slower. Just get the new blades. They're so much faster. Now, I'm just going to double check these two knobs right here. Okay, and I'm going to turn them so they're tight, and then I'll slowly back them away so there's no lateral tolerance. That's what you do when you cut the splinter guide. I'm going to take the saw now, get it hooked up. And remember, when you put that plug-it cord in there, it's a full quarter turn. Let me just lock this fitting on. Big D, how quick was that? Okay, now I'm not going to try to push this any faster than the other one, but you'll see how it is faster. Okay, you ready?
3, 2, 1, go.
Get a shot of that, Chris. What is it?
14.29.
Amazing.
Less than half
It is, and I was blown away when I started using that thin curved blade. Night and day difference. It's 50% faster. So I'm that type of person. When I see a statistic, I gotta try it to actually verify it. And I'm going to tell you right now, when I saw 25% less dust, I said, okay. I took the bag, which I don't have out right now, and I emptied the bag once, and this is the one I got with the old saw, so you can see it. Okay, now this one, this is how I verified it. I don't know if it's 25%, but this is with the new saw, and you can see the difference. There's less dust. Okay, so I thought that was a good visual for everybody. I was kind of like, well, that's kind of cool. All right, so hey, we got the right statistics. All right. Everybody follow that? I'm hoping. All right. Now, let's look at these blades. And they're color-coded. The blade that now comes with the TS55 FEQ is a 42-tooth blade, alternating top bevel, but there's a different chip in there. Hey, Big D, can you zoom in on here so I can show this? I mean, everybody will look at a saw blade and they'll see this, an alternating top bevel. That's the top, that's the tooth. And then you have another one like this. Okay, but on the new blade, we also have a tooth that is like this. And it's basically a triple chip grind, but it actually has got a better point to it. So you're going to get a nice clean kerf in there. It actually stabilizes the blade. So I wanted to show you that. Now, when we go through the blades, so I want to concentrate on the new saw, but there's a lot of times when somebody says, hey, my saw is a little sluggish when I'm ripping hardwood. Guess what? You should switch to a less teeth in the curved blade. So we've always had ripping blades. We call them the Panther blade. I'm going to switch it out in a few minutes, but here we go. That's your Panther blade. We have that. Okay, then if you want one in between the 42-tooth blade and the new blade, this is the 28-tooth blade, tip blade, tooth blade. You can see, because it says it right there, 28. Hey, Mo! Okay, now, not to get confusing, but this one here is the green blade, and that is for cementatious products. You guys know this product. We use it all the time. It's a Hardy board. Okay, cap composite material like that. It's got concrete cement in the middle. That's fantastic. It's a 4-tooth blade, polycrystalline tipped. And now we can capture the dust in the dust extraction. Now here's the little bit of confusing part. And we've always said the red blade is for plastic. It says laminate, but I still use it. It's a triple chip grind. I still use it for plastic, but thinner material. Okay, this one is, and it's finally back in our arsenal. It is an aluminum blade. You can cut non-ferrous metals. Big difference between ferrous and non-ferrous, but it's easy just to cut aluminum with it and say aluminum, but non-ferrous metals. But it also says plastics, and that's for thicker plastics. And I will cover that right now. So we got an aluminum cutting blade or non-ferrous blade in our arsenal now. Actually, I better take it like this. And Big D, I think you can probably zoom in on me as I change the blade so I can go through that with everybody. I'm just going to move this around. I'm going to bring this back here because I'm going to cut right now. I'm going to cut a piece of aluminum. All right, so let's change the blade. Wow, that's pretty cool, huh? 14 seconds versus how many? 30 seconds? Well, that's really cool. Okay, hey, it actually worked. All right, now let's do, Big D, should I do plastic or aluminum first?
Let's do aluminum.
Okay, aluminum. Okay, so Big D, you got your smartphone? Okay. Yeah, we're gonna change the blade a few times here because I want to cut different materials. Okay, tell me when you're ready. And I'm gonna talk through this as I do it. Go. Okay, so I want to make sure you all see this. I always take it and I bring my depth set past 1 inch. I put fast fix in. 3 things happen. It locks the blade down, it locks the arbor shaft, and it locks, look, in case I didn't take the plug-it cord, it locks that off. But I always take it off. Right here, stored right in the handle, is a 5mm hex key, and I'm just going to spin it off, just like this. Minnie, you paying attention? Because I got to have you change some blades for me after lunch. Okay, so look, I'm going to take my riving knife, go like this. How simple is that? Look, 42 tooth. You can see it right there, and you can see that little, see how it's alternating top bevel, and there's that triple chip right there. I'm going to bring this in for aluminum, bring it in. That has 2 little nibs right there. How quick was that?
You were talking. I thought you were not done.
Oh, I'm not done. Chris, thanks. Man, I got tons of critics in here tonight. I'm almost finished. I thought you weren't done. Okay, so I'm going to take it like this. I'm going to spin it on. Boy, tough room today, gang. Okay, I'm finished. How long?
If we cut out top time, it was about 30 seconds.
Oh, so talk time was probably 5 minutes? Okay, stop it. Come on, man, I got a tough room today, Min. Okay, so I'm going to take that. I know the material thickness I'm going to cut. I'm going to store that back here. So we're going to cut some aluminum. Now, this will help everybody. I'm going to bring it right over here. I'm just going to cut this little piece of aluminum extrusion. All right. That carbide on there is very hard. Somebody asked me one time, I cut some aluminum. I didn't mean to with the blade that came with the track saw. It actually cut it. And I said, well, that's good, but it won't last as long if you cut with that blade. So I'm just going to take that. I'm going to hook this up and get this out of the way. Oh, move it around. Woo! Get this hooked up again. Now, I want to coach you on a few things. Chris, I think you can come around here to get a good shot of this. This is your variable speed. And somebody will always ask, why variable speed? Well, the thicker I'm just going to leave it on like between 6 and 5 for this. But if you are cutting thicker aluminum, slow it down a little. Okay, same thing with plastics. Slow it down a little. Okay, the thicker the material. But you're going to see how this just cuts right like butter through there. So I'm going to take that, double check my depth. I'm actually going to bring this so I don't get all that dust. See how I push it down to the material that I'm going to cut? And then I'll tighten it. That way that little pad out there on the outside splinter guard blocks a lot of the dust from going forward. That way there I don't get it on Sparky. Okay, Spark, here we go. Now, I also want to, boy, that cut way fast. The other thing I want to coach you on is this. This right here, you should take a little bit of sandpaper and deburr it, okay? So always, because look, see those little burrs? Always deburr that like that. That pocket stick fix is really good for that. Okay, and same thing with this piece right here. I'm doing that so when Chris cleans up, he doesn't hurt himself on that burr. Got it? Aluminum cutting blade. It is what? Blue. We color code everything. Now, that transfers to Capex blades. That transfers to jigsaw blades. We color code everything. Okay, so here we go again. I'm going to take that. Right? And I'm going to grab the red blade. You stay right there, Chris. Whoop, 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 whoop. Okay, let's get the red blade in there. Sparky, how we doing on time? Good? Okay. Let's do this again, man. Tell me when you're ready. Yeah. Don't try this. Take your time. Whoopsie. Got it in fast fix. There we go. Abalot. I always got to line up those nibs. There we go. It's always in front of people that you slip. Hey, what's everybody doing this weekend? Time.
35.
See, he was right. Did you catch that? Did everybody hear that? The unit said impressive. Okay, good. Huh?
That Derek was right?
Yeah, Derek was right. And that I didn't cut myself, Min. Okay. Woo! Okay, so there we go. I have... You guys are a bunch of characters. Okay, now, on this one, I'm going to take it to about 5. It's a little bit thicker, but I want you to see how clean this cut is with this blade. It's amazing. So a lot of times I always coach people cutting on a table saw, cutting plastics. It's a nightmare because it just melts as you cut it. Slow it down. You're cutting a lot of plastic, slow the saw down. And that's why this track saw is a winner. Look at that. Look at how clean that cut is. Check this out. But look at this. Look how clean this cut is. Absolutely perfect. So I wanted to make sure you saw that, how quick it is to change the blade. Okay, and I got one more blade change. So remember this. You're going through some thick material. That 42 tooth, because of the thin kerf, works great. Let me put this down so Chris doesn't hurt himself. But I'm just going to take the saw over here. I'm going to change it right over here. I'm going to grab my blade. I love this Panther blade because, boy, this thing is like butter through this cherry. I got this, and I believe it's 31 mil. Let me just double check. 30 millimeter. Okay, hang on a second. That transfers to, I think, close to 1.25 inches. Yeah, 1.25 inches. Okay, I'm going to take this, Big D. If you want, you can time this one. Okay, I'm going to just hit it right now because I want to change this. Lock it down. 3 things happen. What? It locks down in position. It locks the ABBA shaft, and it turns off the power. So I'll just take that, spin it off. I really like how this 5 millimeter wrench stores right on board. So that saves you a bit of time. You don't have to go find that wrench in the case you threw away. Take that off. Put this back on. Just like this. Always remember the writing and the color is facing you. It's an easy way to understand the rotation. The rotation is right here, so you can cut. You know that's the way it's going to spin. Put this right back on here. And the nice thing, and I bet you guys don't know this. Well, you probably do, because I've probably taught you. In the old days, not all of them, but we had 3 blades that were 2.2 and a couple that were 2.4 or 2.6. So we had some thicker blades. So it was really confusing. And then we made them all the same. And now all these blades are 1.8, which is wicked cool. So there you go. Big D, I was talking again. Okay, that's funny. I'm going to set the depth. See how I have it on the rail? I'll bring it down. I'll make sure that I have the right depth. Yep, I'll be cutting through. I'll just say, hey, look, 1.25 inches. I'll go a click or 2 below. I have it all set up. Now I'm going to take my splinter guard. I'm going to bring it down. Now I've been cutting 1/2 inch, 3/4. That outside splinter guard is still going to be good because I'm actually going to cut through it a little bit further. But when I go back to 3/4, then I'll put on a new splinter guard. And a rule of thumb I always do is the thickest I've ever cut, I write on the splinter guard because it lasts a long time. Woo! Oh, stay right there, everybody. I'm gonna go get my dust port. Because I'm using a different dust extractor. Let me test it, see if it's working. God, I love Bluetooth. Okay, I'm gonna line up those arrows, put it together, twist it on, lock it on, plug it cord, double check, slop is out, take it like this. Now, remember I was showing you how to cut forward of the material or start forward of the material? On plywood, it probably wouldn't happen, but on hardwood, you have grain. And if I started that blade and plunged into here, it would give me a little jolt, possibly kickback. So that's why we always coach everybody. Make sure you start forward of the material. And I'm just going to verify that. Doing too much at once. Let's get that on there. There we go. There we go. Woo. Okay, so this is where I'm saying my blade's going to start forward of that board. Always start at full speed. I'll bring it up to 6. And look how quick that is. And look at the quality of cut you get from there. No burning, no nothing. It's just so nice. So, oh my God. I just looked at the board. Hopefully, I covered everything I needed to cover about the new track saw. Oh. You might have a bunch of accessories that work with your older track saw and you want to upgrade. Guess what? All the accessories work. It works on the same guide rails. Now, very important. We have new guide rails, and when I say new guide rails, a new 1900 millimeter, new 1400 millimeter guide rail. I'll go over those next week. They have certain slots in there for a variety of reasons. I'll cover that. I'm going to cover the new angle unit. I'm going to cover the extension for the angle unit. I don't know if you noticed, but I'll give you a little prelude over here. I used the new deflector. Okay, and now the deflector covers up this channel so the cord doesn't come in the channel. I'm going to cover the new connectors next week. And I think that's it, right? That's what comes in the cutting package. So there's a lot to cover next week. And if I did it, we would go till 1:30 today. So, what, Min?
We have a few questions. I'm not sure you didn't answer some of them.
What are they?
Regarding like the rails. Sorry, I'm going back a little. One of the last questions was had to do with replacing the splinter guard.
Oh, no. Splinter guard isn't.
You kind of just answered that.
Yeah, nope. It's. The guys in repair told me it's too many moving parts to replace the splinter guard on the older saw. They want to take the 1.8 and put it on. It's just not taking that splinter guard and replacing it. You got to replace part of the housing and gearbox. And Brad told me that the other day. So it's not worth it because it's kind of expensive to get all those parts. It's not just one part, it's 5. And like 3 of them are really massive and super difficult to switch out.
How close are the rail splinter guard cuts between the saws? In other words, if one switches to or has 2, does the cut on the guard the same? Is the cut on the guard the same?
It's very close. Okay, so think about it. It's 0.4 millimeter.
Incorporate the question. They can't hear me.
Oh, I'm sorry. We got to get Minnie a mic again. Okay, so the question was, do you need to replace the splinter guard because you go from 2.2 to 1.8? And to change between the saws. Kind of difficult. I would not even attempt it. It all depends on your definition of quality of cut. Okay, so think about this. It goes from 2.2 to 1.8. So that is what, everybody? A difference of 0.4. So that's on either side is 0.2. So 0.2, if I am to equate that, is 1/128th on either side, if you want to do it in imperial, or 0.2 on either side of the blade. So for some people, it may not make a difference. For some, it makes a big difference, especially when cross-cutting. because that little bit could cause, especially on melamine, some chip out. So hopefully I answered that question. Okay.
Best Sedge can show us the splinter guard differences, if any, on the rail strip.
Yeah, it's actually hard to see. Okay, because so I will tell you, I've been cutting with some of my older rails, and I haven't changed out. This one I recut, but because I knew I was getting this question, and it was interesting. Someone just asked because I didn't hear many. Can you see the difference? I couldn't. I've been cutting with my other rails, and I couldn't tell the difference. But in theory, switch out the splinter guard. I will at home. Okay.
Can I upgrade my old saw, replacing the
No.
knife?
Nope, we just answered that one.
Okay,
Yep,
good.
good. The one that we get is, in theory, it'll work, but why would you? Why would you put your old blades on the new saw? The splinter guard works, but it's going to be a lot slower. Upgrade to the new blades, everybody. It's awesome. Okay?
I already have the TS-75, and this week I got the new TS-55. Should I have dedicated
Okay.
tracks for each saw?
Okay, so I'll answer that question. Okay, so when I can answer a question by knowing the page number, okay, there was an addendum manual. I think they're still out there. I don't know the exact websites that still have them. We took them off our website because they were antiquated. But it's called the tracks. Okay, so the question is, do I need tracks for both my 55 and 75? Because the person bought the old 55 and 75. It's page 22 of the supplemental manual. It teaches you how to adjust the toe of the saw. Okay, good? Good.
I think I'm good. I think we're caught up.
Sparky, any questions?
I'm not good on the board, though, because
Okay.
people are here. Yay!
Okay, everybody. I cannot believe it. I guess, wow. Let's see. Okay, it's 12:32. I'm always looking to see how long these episodes last because I've been calling out. Chris, did you get a shot of how many people Minnie is writing? And she's actually writing on the back. Everybody, I can't tell you how much this means to us. And I actually looked up some pronunciations this week. Okay, so here we go. And hopefully I got this. Mike Martinez from Austin, Texas. Soren from Denmark. Rob from Cinnaminson, New Jersey. Ian, how are you? Is that the Ian we love? East Yorkshire. Say hi to Julie. Anthony Scalaro from Staten Island. Joe from Watseka. Lausanne, Switzerland. Mark S. from Woodcraft. You're always there with us in Springfield, Virginia. Matt. And I know Matt, because this guy's wicked cool. He's from Tinley Park. Wicked cool. Good to see you. Chris is from Malta. Russ from Chichester, UK. Norman from LA. That's Los Angeles. Don from Albuquerque. Dave Rader from KC, Missouri. Jason from Fenton, Michigan. Toledo, Ohio. Netherlands, Tupac. Ron from Holland, Georgia. South Hadley, Massachusetts. Savannah, Texas. Spactrition is on there. How you doing? Michael from Edmonton, Georgia. Monty from Canton, Connecticut. Rob from South Devon, UK. Rick from Blackpool, UK. Lawrence from Dublin, Ireland. October, hopefully we can go for a pint, Lawrence. Terry from Salt Lake City. Kurt from Suring, Wisconsin. Delft, the Netherlands. Steve from San Antonio, Texas. Steve from Island of Bermuda. Dayton, Ohio. Tom and Kelly from Eatonville, Georgia. Mike C. from Winchester, Virginia. Hanover, New Hampshire. Larry Kern from Sun City West. Warsaw, Poland. Warped Woodsman, how are you? Dan from Whitestone, New York. Bear from Delaware. Or is that Bear, Delaware? Hey!
Air Delaware.
Ed K. from Dougsville. Do you know Chris has never seen Wayne's World? Oh my God, I can't believe it. Ed K. from Douglasville, Georgia. Adam from Custom Woodworking, St. Louis. Powhatan, Virginia. Des, what is it? Powhatan. I think I have in-laws there. Des from Harrogate, England. Derek from Granger. Tom from Zanesville, Ohio. Cape Town, South Africa. Wicked. George from Naples. Is that Naples, Italy? Naples, Florida. Hey, George, how are you? From Naples. Sean from Shawville, Virginia. Denny from Stuttgart, Germany. How are you? Berlin, Germany. Randy from Roscoe, Illinois. Not Illinois. Illinois. Dan from Kingman, Arizona. Garen from Kyalami, South Africa. Dana from Yokult, Washington. Maddie from North Carolina. How you doing, Maddie? Warren from Batavia, Ohio. Southern California. Blake Weber from Novato, California. How you doing, my brother? Francis from Boucherville, Quebec. James from Somerset, Kentucky. Johnny O from Etco, New Jersey. Peter Bates from South Bend, Indiana. Matt from Newark, Ohio. Paul from Reading, Berkshire, UK. Stefan from Las Vegas. Ooh, that's a new one. Hudiksvall, Sweden. You know I would. Iowa. I'm going to have to get the pronunciation of that, Min. David Kim from Rio Rancho, New Mexico. Akron, Ohio. Jeffrey from Emmett, Idaho. Jury from Pretorius, South Africa. I think I got that one. Downers Grove, Illinois. Wheatfield, Indiana. Leeds, England. Hong Kong. Wow, this is impressive. Joe from Noah's Ark. Are you sure that's not Noah's Ark?
Depends on whether he had a typo or not. I wrote what he wrote.
Joe from Noah's Ark. Tata, Hungary. Paris, Montreal, Quebec. Stay with us, Chris. No laughing. Vancouver Island. Adam from Union, Maine. What's up, brother? Ricard from Gotland. Minnie, I'm going to turn this around.
Okay, I'm going to get my eraser and go in the middle of the other one.
Oh my God.
Because I still have plenty.
Okay, guys. I spent some time on this, okay? Minnie, how do you say his first name? Yuez? Yeyuz? But I looked this up this week. Paramaribo, Suriname. How's not bad? Huh? I even practiced with Biddy. Okay, Doug from Zionsville, Indiana. Craig and Tyler from Franklin City. Steve from Honiton, Devon, England. Randy from Fayetteville, Georgia. And Astosius from Athens, Greece. Wow. Queens Creek, Arizona. Brent from Louisville. Raymond, Maine. Yes, I'll be up there soon. Luis from Lisbon, Portugal. Santa Cruz, California. Etobicoke, Ontario. Dubai. How you doing, Youssef? All right. Austria. U.S. Tool and Fastener, baby. Woo! JLC, here we come. We have Roll from Wolvega, Netherlands. Thank you, Roll. Deltona, Florida. Not Daytona, but Deltona. There's a couple of them, Min. Okay, we got more? Yes, okay, I'm going to turn it.
This is awesome.
Okay, you keep writing. Okay. John from Ottawa. John from Thornville, Ohio. Greg from Portland, Oregon. Your Larvae, Finland. Jeremy from Newtown. That's ND, North Dakota.
Yeah.
Hey, guess who's here again? Delaware. Okay.
Oh, did I give you Lafayette?
Okay, I know who that is. Lafayette, Indiana.
Colorado.
Lafayette, Colorado. Cool.
Let's see.
You know who's in Lafayette, Indiana? That would be Garrett Fumio Sato. What?
Bucharest, Romania.
No way. Bucharest, Romania.
Dale is here from Swaddling Coast.
Hi, Dale from Swaddling-Coat, England.
And the Ukraine. Oh, no, praying for our friends in Ukraine.
Oh, yes. Praying for our friends in Ukraine. Yes, for sure.
So, Serbia, Belgrade.
Serbia, Belgrade.
Mason, Michigan.
Mason, Michigan.
Akai, Finland.
Akai, Finland.
I am up to date now. Thank you for your help.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to go back over here, man. Okay, everybody. That's a wrap. Thank you so much. Hopefully, this was informative about the new track saw. It's going to be released March 25th. That's 2022. Okay. Hey, boy, next week's going to be a killer episode. I'm already planning it. I've been working with all the new accessories that are coming out for the FS guide rail. I'm really stoked to show you all the ins and outs of this stuff. Okay, so I don't know if I said it already, but from this whole crew that helps produce Festool Live, we love you, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. We got so much planned for this year. We are so stoked to bring you all the new tools that are coming out. Boy, stay tuned. And Big D, is that a wrap? Happy Festool Friday. Have a wicked good weekend. We'll see you next week. Same Festool time. 12 noon. Same Festool Friday. I think it's March 18th. We'll see you then. Bye.